So I'm just spending the day actually getting some things together for the move, doing a lot of packing, and I came across some of my military items from when I was in the military. I used to have they gave us this big duffel bag that we used in the military, but I can't find that just yet. I'm pretty sure I'll come across it, but I do have this bag here that my brother gave to me. He's in the Army, but I was going through some of my old military items and came across this jacket here. So this is something that we wore when it was cold outside. Wherever we went to some type of environment where it was cold, we would wear that. Also, kind of these trousers here we wear when it's cold as well. Been in the military for so long, over 8+ years, I wanted to keep some things to, show my children when I get a little bit older, and something to just remind me of everything that I went through in the military. These are BDUs, battle dress uniform here. I used to have my combat flashlight. This is what I wore in Iraq when it was really dark, and I wore this on my helmet here. And it has the red reflective portion and also just the light here. I wonder if this thing still works. No, it doesn't work anymore. But I used to just wear this thing here on my head, just like that. And when I was in Iraq also, we wore this here. Keep the sun out of your eyes. It's very hot in the desert. So it's one of the things I wore. I got out the military in 2009, so it's been over 10 years since I've been out the military. I just wanted to keep a few things from the military to just as a kind of like a souvenir and remind me of everything I went through. But in this video today, we're going to be talking about 5 things you need to know before you join the military as a doctor. So this video is sponsored by Micro BVM. As you guys know, I was a medic in the military for 8 years, and during this time when we would travel to the field or we would travel to certain locations in the desert or get deployed, we had to travel lightly. So in addition to our Kevlar vests, our bulletproof vests, duffel bag, as a medic, I had a medic field bag, and this bag had different medications. It had tourniquets, it had IV kits, it had a bag valve mask. One of the things we had to do was travel lightly because we had all this equipment that we had to carry. The vest alone for our Kevlar vest or bulletproof vest weighed 25-30 pounds. We had our weapon, our duffel bag. So we would travel with all these items, sometimes going in the field and doing 2 to 3 mile rucksack marches, which means having all our luggage on and just training that way. So we had to travel lightly. You had to travel compact. Well, Micro BVM allows you to do that. Their bag valve mask actually saves over 75% of space. It's very compact. So it has a unique and patent design that allows it to fold into a very small container. That way you can travel with it. You can have it in your car. You can have it in your book pack or, in the back of your trunk. So it's really helpful for those emergency responders out there, EMTs, military personnel, and is actually used by the military personnel all across the world. So head over to microbvm.com and check them out. Over the next 30 days, you can receive a 10% discount by entering BVM10 at checkout. So 5 things that you need to know before joining the military as a doctor. So one of the first things I want you guys to know, and one thing that you should know absolutely before you join, is that a pro of it is that you don't have to deal with the business side of medicine. Dealing with insurance companies in terms of trying to get reimbursed, doing things in terms of billing or office staff, hiring employees. None of that business side of medicine that you have to do in private practice, you won't have to do this in the military. The military will make it very efficiently for you. It will make it very easy for you and stress-free because you don't have to worry about, meeting your overhead, which is how much you have to pay each month to rent out your office space or to cover your employees or to cover their medical insurance and dental insurance and things like that. So just know that going into the military, and one of the pros is that you won't have to deal with this business side of medicine. So number two thing you should know before joining the military is that, and could be a downside of joining the military, is that your place of practice, or where you practice after you finish all of your training, may not be up to you. It's up to the military of where they send you. So say for instance you're from Texas or from Kansas or from Georgia, and you want to open up your private practice or practice in those locations. Well, in the military, they send you based off of where the military needs that particular type of physician. And if that is in Germany, or if that is in Killeen, Texas, or if that is in somewhere in Alaska, that's where you will be going. So you don't have much say so. There is a system in place where you can enter your top preferences of where you want to go. And it's not guaranteed that the military will give you your top choice. So you may have to live somewhere where you may not want to live for a number of years because of the military's needs and your obligations to the military. The third thing that you need to know before joining the military is that your pay will be dramatically lower. And this is all depending on, your specialty, how many years you have in the service, your rank in the military, where you're located. The military has a lot of great benefits in terms of medical and dental and also retirement plans. But the downside is, say for instance, you're going into a high-paying specialty that you can make $400,000 to $500,000 per year on the outside in private practice or academics. Going into military, you will not make not even quite that much. And even with the bonuses that you get every year, the monies that they give you to offset certain costs, the living arrangements, you get BAH, which is your housing allowance, you get BAS, which is your food allowance each month. And even with all of those monies, you most likely will not even come close to what you can make on the outside. But the pro is, for the most part, most people who go into the military, they do it because the military paid their student loans. So on the flip side, you won't have any student loans or very little, but you won't nearly make as much as you can make on the outside as a surgeon or as an internal medicine doctor or endocrinologist or such. So, but it depends on your specialty. Pediatricians really don't make as much as compared to other specialties. So you may make a comparable salary in the military as you would make on the outside as a civilian. All depends, and like I said, it varies by location, contract type, whether the hospital is paying you or you're employed by some other type of group. But in general, being in the military, you will make less as a physician than you can make on the outside. So the fourth thing you should know before joining the military as a doctor is that you have a good chance of going to war. So there's a lot of different things going on in the world today, and who knows in terms of how this world will kind of progress in terms of what we will be doing as a country in terms of the military. If you sign up for 4 to 6 years or even 8 years or 3 years, there's a good chance that you will get deployed during this time. And deployments range from anywhere between 4 months to up to a year. I'm speaking to a student now and mentoring, and he is actually getting deployed to overseas for an entire year. So there's a good chance if you spend some time in the military as a physician that you will get deployed. So the fifth and the final thing I have for you guys, that what you need to know before joining the military, is that the military can dictate if and when you do a fellowship. Fellowships, for those who don't know, are an additional year of specialty training. In orthopedics, up to 90% of orthopedic surgeons do a fellowship. And that fellowship is usually anywhere between 1 and 2 years. Majority of the time it's 1 year. Other specialties like internal medicine, say for instance you want to do cardiology, after your 3 to 4 years of internal medicine residency, you have to do a fellowship in cardiology, which can be another 3 years. So if you're in the military, you have to get approval from the military to do this fellowship. Circumstances and times where the military may not allow you to do a fellowship, so you have to go and be a general military doctor before you can even apply to fellowships. That's one of the downsides of going into the military. You have less control of your particular career in terms of, like I said, number one is location. and also the ability to do a fellowship. These are my 5 tips for you guys and 5 things I think you should know before joining the military as a doctor. There are lots of good reasons to do it. You get good health care, you get good dental insurance, retirement accounts. You know, you will receive a salary that is guaranteed, not like in private practice where you will kind of don't know when you will receive your next paycheck because it depends on how many surgeries you do and how many patients you see. If you take vacation in private practice, well, you're not getting paid because you're not doing those procedures, or you're not seeing patients in clinic. In the military, even if you're off of work and not seeing patients in clinic or not doing surgeries, you will still get a paycheck. So that's an advantage of being in the military as a doctor. But lots of different pros and cons to it. I just wanted to give you my 5 things that you guys should know before joining the military as a doctor. This is Dr. Webb. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.